This is Good Evening San Diego.
A recent op-ed published in the San Diego Union-Tribune discusses the skyrocketing median home prices in San Diego and points out that your average teacher, nurse, or police officer does not make enough annually to afford to purchase a home here. And the article continues to suggest that affordable housing may be needed in San Diego to help these essential people in our community. Joining me now is President of Parents for Quality Education, author of this op-ed, Mark Powell. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure many of us can agree that the housing market is very challenging, whether you're renting or buying. And according to research, we need to build more homes across the county.
You're absolutely correct. And if you see any news article regarding home sales in San Diego, prices are out of control. They're very, very expensive. So what we need is affordable housing units for our regular service providers. For example, teachers, nurses, police officers. So we know that the average salary in San Diego or San Diego County is about $69,000 a year. It's remained that way for a few years now, but home prices have skyrocketed. So when we talk about affordable housing, we're not talking about, destitute people. We're talking about our service providers, our teachers, our police, our nurses. They're the ones that need affordable housing units.
Yeah, I was reading your report and the notes as well. So from prices, let's talk about waiving these permit fees.
Okay, so any contractor or anybody who's been in a big block home improvement store recently, they'll notice that the building materials costs have skyrocketed. A sheet of plywood now is $100. So think about that. 4 years ago it was $20. It's $100 now. So building costs have gone up and permit fees have gone up. Now we can't have our city council members or our county board of supervisor members or people from the government go into a big block store and tell them to reduce the cost of their building materials. It's impossible. They're going to say, get out of here. However, they can regulate their own permit fees, and you won't believe this. Permit fees take up 35 to 50% of the regulatory costs for building. I mean, this is really a no-brainer. Remove the permit fees, and you're going to reduce the price of building by 35 to 50%.
Wow, the cost keeps going up. Well, how many homes should we be building in the county?
Well, we should be building 20,000 homes a year. But last year, or in 2020, we only built 3,100 single-family homes. We're short by 17,000. So think about that. You have a low inventory, skyrocketing home prices. We've got some teachers that have to work in San Diego. However, they're going to have to live out of the area and commute. And here's the crazy thing. There's even a plan to tax people on the miles that they drive. It's called a vehicle mile travel plan. Now, that's even going to tax teachers even more. So I don't know what's going on with our politicians. They say they want affordable houses, yet what they do is backwards. They do everything they can to make them less affordable instead of making them more affordable.
So we're talking about the average person having a hard time finding a home, paying rent, paying a mortgage. As of right now, who is eligible for affordable housing?
Well, there's a certain criteria for affordable housing, and you have to meet a certain threshold, and that is probably below the $50,000 a year mark. And it varies also based upon how many people are in your family. There's a lot of criteria. But for building affordable units, if we could waive these costly permit fees, and the government can waive fees, that's what they do. They implement fees, they can waive the fees, we can reduce the cost of building, we can build more affordable housing, and we have to let the public know that affordable housing, people who fear affordable housing, fear it because of crime and because of safety issues. I don't think we're going to worry too much if you have a bunch of school teachers and police officers living next door to you. I don't think that's going to be a big issue as far as crime or safety is concerned.
And before we go, what are we going to do, to move forward? What do you see?
Well, look, our elected officials are the ones who put in these permit fees, and we vote them in. So we have to really take a close look at what they're doing, and we have to really think to ourselves, who are we going to put into office? Who is going to help us next time with keeping our prices down so that we can have our teachers living in the same neighborhood, so we can have our police officers living in the same neighborhood. So what I would do if I was a citizen, and I've done this, is reach out to your local elected officials and let them know we need affordable housing units and we need our service providers, our first responders, to be able to live in the community that they so honorably serve on a daily basis.
Great information. Mark Powell, thank you so much for joining us on Good Evening San Diego.
I appreciate it. Thank you.